Let's talk about what I'm doing right now. And no, it's not looking beautiful. Even if you are a confident individual, talking in front of a camera can still feel weird. Early YouTube Heather was a mess.
Journaling has recently taken on the new title of Brain Dump.
I want to chat for a second. I was intending to make a video that inspired you to go outside and that showed the beauty of spring, what I see in my own yard when spring starts happening and growing.
Hi, my name is Heather Gallman, and I am addicted to my cell phone. I was rambling and stumbling over my words, and I just didn't know what I was saying or doing. So here are things that I do now to combat my communicative issues. Record yourself talking a lot. And actually, you're not gonna like this, but watch your footage back and maybe take notes. Because of course we sound differently to ourselves when we are speaking because our voice is just bouncing around inside of our head. So once you can hear yourself externally as a listener, you can actually hear where you start to sound weird or things you don't like about your communicative abilities, and you can improve. It's gonna be awful the first time you hear your voice back. You are going to cringe. The second, the third, the fourth, it's still gonna be awful. But trust me, after a while you're gonna get used to it, and hearing and seeing yourself on video is barely gonna make you flinch. I think most people are initially scared of cameras because they have to stare into this dark lens, which is unnatural and it's weird and unnerving. Some good ways to build up to the actual speaking into the camera lens could be starting with voiceovers, inviting a friend or a family member onto your videos, that way you can talk to them and not the camera. Or printing out a face and taping it to the back of the camera. That way you can talk to like Harry Styles instead of the actual camera. I have a flippable screen on my camera, so I just flip it right up. I look at my own eyes and just talk to myself instead of having to stare into the void. This one is super important. Let yourself move. Like that. When you are sitting super stiff, it's gonna make your voice sound stiff and pinched, and it's gonna create an anxiety to just radiate throughout your body, and your viewers can absolutely pick up on it. I talk with my hands a lot. Sometimes they're up here moving around, but usually they're below the frame just doing their thing, and I found when I sit really stiff, it changes my voice. And not in a good way. So let yourself naturally move. And if you don't like the look of this or you feel like it's distracting, then just keep all of the movements of your hands, your feet, whatever you do to get the jitters out, just keep it right below frame and you'll be fine. If you are a calm or still speaker, don't feel like you have to move because you're also going to sound forced. And the same goes for your voice. So I guarantee your natural voice already sounds great. You can of course add a little bit of pep, vinegar, energy behind your words. But if you start yelling or accentuating certain words, it starts to sound really aggressive, and often people dislike this. The only demographic I can think of that actually enjoys this are young children because it's targeted more to their brain as they're developing. I have found that most of my video speaking abilities have actually come from editing because I cut out a lot of stuff. I always repeat myself at least twice. I always repeat myself at least twice. Usually it's more like 5 to 10 times just to make sure that the line I'm saying sounds perfect. Deciding what to say on the spot is challenging, and unless you're a superhuman communicator, it's helpful to have bullet points or a script to read off of. That way you're not fumbling over your words, speaking for too long, or just drawing a blank. I got my notes right here. Now also, when I forget a line, I don't just stop, look down, correct myself, and keep going. I actually force myself to continue speaking, because not only does this improve my quick thinking and my confidence in front of the camera, but also sometimes I say things that I would have never written down that actually sound way better in the video and end up benefiting it as a whole. Did you notice how I choked up there and kept going? That's what I was teaching. And this last one I'm really bad at, but I'm trying to get better, and that is to not just look away as soon as I finish a line, because often I will look down at my notes or I'll look off to the distance to think about what to say next, and I will still be halfway through my previous line, so I can't cut it right away. And so the clip just ends with me mid-sentence looking down, which is a very unprofessional way to end a clip, and I do this all the time. I don't know if you do it too. You may not, but just keep that in mind to finish your line, stare right at the camera, give it 2 seconds, and then go read your next line and do it again. I hope this helped you, and thank you so much for being here. Trust me, once you get into the role of talking, sometimes it gets hard to stop. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Heather. I make beginner-friendly filmmaker and videographer content, which I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I hope to see you back soon, and happy talking. I like to leave at least a 2-second pause where I don't speak at all. This way I can edit easier without having volume overlaps or having like weird cut into my footage. I don't know if that made sense. I think I just like straight in your face and you didn't get that.